Hi guys, in this episode of the Nostalgia Trip, I'm gonna be continuing with my reactions to Ben 10, the OG series. Currently we are on Season 1, Episode 7, Kevin 11, and Season 1, Episode 8, The Alliance. I'm pretty excited to get into these two episodes, mainly because of the first one, Kevin 11, for obvious reasons, especially if you've seen the show. Because Kevin is a really cool character. It's honestly kind of shocking that this is the beginning of this character, considering where that character goes on to go in the future. It almost feels like a completely different character, if you ask me. And I definitely don't like this Kevin as much as his future character, but it's still a cool and interesting introduction here. It's just kind of wild where he goes on from here. And also for the second episode, The Alliance, I don't quite remember what this episode is going to be about. I honestly have no idea, and this does not really give me much of a thing to guess at. The only thing that comes to mind is potentially the Forever Knights, but I don't think it's going to be the Forever Knights, so yeah, I don't know. But I'm pretty excited to be continuing with my reactions to Ben 10. I'm having a lot of fun watching it. A little less than I thought I was going to be having, but still, this is just the first season of the original series. I'm definitely going to be enjoying the second, third, fourth season of the original series, and especially I'm going to be enjoying Alien Force, which is what I'm looking forward to the most, if I gotta be honest. But yeah, before we get into the reaction though, I do want to remind you that I would really appreciate it if you guys could help me out with my transition by donating to my Patreon or Ko-fi account, because for those of you who didn't know, I am trans. And by doing so, you can also get a full-on version of this reaction and a full-on version of all the reactions that I do on the channel, which includes cartoons, short live-action TV series, long live-action TV series, and movie full-on reactions. Alternatively, you can also just stick with the YouTube version of this reaction and just simply like the video, but it is appreciated if you do go out of your way to support me. Anyway, enough chit-chat, let's just get into what you're here for, that being Ben 10, Season 1, Episode 7, Kevin 11, in 3, 2, 1.
The new Sumo Slammer video game's in there!
Pass?
Must have left it inside. I'm one of the game pros testing out the system.
VIPs only.
Nice try, Ben.
I know what you're thinking, so no sneaking back in there.
I won't.
Uh-huh. He never said Grey Matter or Ghost Freak wouldn't. Really, you threw them out of the hotel? I don't think you have that authority.
I told you not to sneak in there. How do you expect me to trust you if you keep misusing the watch?
Excuse me, I've used it 100 times for good. Why can't I use it just once for me?
It's not how many times you use it, Ben. It's how you use it.
It was no big deal.
Still, yeah. But to be honest, this was illegal for you to do, Ben. You can't just sneak whenever you want. That's not a way to use your watch for yourself.
Fair. You can't always tell me what to do.
I'm pretty sure he can. Man, this is a real Uncle Ben situation there. With him saying you're not my father. Sure, he's not, but we know more about him than your actual father, Ben, and he clearly cares more for you than your actual father. And you're gonna grow to love him more than your actual father.
Look like? Get back here! Sorry, I don't speak dweeb.
You're going to be so grounded.
Man, I don't remember Ben being so annoying when I was a kid. I guess it's because I was a kid. So I related to him, but he's so annoying so far.
This place is a ripoff, you know?
Hey, hello!
The games here stink.
Yeah, but not as bad as his breath. Major case of sewer mouth.
You're funny. Here, you owe me one.
Whoa, how'd you do that?
I got some skills.
We can't take those. They're
We
not
can, and we
ours.
should.
I'm Ben.
Kevin.
Wanna play some air hockey?
Nah, I gotta bail.
Man, he's such a scrawny kid.
Trouble.
I can't believe that that's the same Kevin. And actually, when I was a kid, I remember when I was watching Alien Force, I was like, wait, that's the same character from this?
Now,
Like, it took me a long time to realize that that was the same Kevin.
Ben, don't!
What the hell was that scream? Also, ain't that a bit much, Ben? They're just teenagers at best. They're bullies, sure, but still. I guess Kevin has seen some weird shit already.
I helped him. You wouldn't get it. And neither would Grandpa. That's the problem.
you see what that speed guy did to those losers?
Yeah. Dude's name is Accelerate. In fact, we're pretty tight. How'd you get your power?
I was born with it. I'm like an energy sponge. Motors, air conditioners, lights, batteries.
Already building up the world.
So
I love
I'll
that.
dish it out when I have to.
Where's Ben?
Ooh.
Yeah, about that.
The thing is, even I'm pretty sure Grandpa Max would be legally in trouble for Ben going on of his own in New York.
They weren't too thrilled having
Because
a
he's
freak
the
in son.
person
But it just means
responsible
I'm answering
for
to
him.
nobody. I got a tip, a new shipment just came in. Help me kick in the door.
Guys, you're really blurring the line between just random bullshit, teenage bullshit, and just stealing stuff.
Yes.
And also, I don't think the police would go that far for a bunch of goddamn games, even in this day and age, let alone in 2005. Is he gonna murder him? I mean, almost. You guys are screwed. They already saw your faces though. And also, I think my introduction to Kevin actually
Oh, you really?
was in the original series, but it was in what happens after this episode. It took me later to see this
People
episode.
call me a freak. How'd you do that?
I guess that's why it's so weird to make the connection between Kevin later on, Kevin after this episode, and Kevin in this episode for me. Because I guess I didn't know he was like a little kid when I watched the show originally. Because I saw him later on where he seems far more adult. Jesus, you would think he fucking destroyed the two twin towers or something. Why the hell are they so adamant to catch them? It's just video games. Although Ben is causing a lot of disturbances, so there's that as well.
Get him on the other side.
Uh-huh, okay.
Where'd that thing go?
Yeah.
And now you're criminals. Running from the law.
We should be partners. Between the two of us, with our powers, we could do whatever we want, whenever we want. I mean, totally cash
Honestly, I just want to say, I really hate what they did with Kevin in the reboot of Ben 10. I feel like it's far more creative the way he is in this original series with his introduction. Just turning him into albedo in the reboot is really boring.
So why aren't
Especially because albedo exists. I would have preferred if you just did albedo.
Give me a boost.
That's his name, right? I'm sorry, I'm still kind of stuck on the names of the characters in my native language.
What are we doing?
A money train loaded with cash comes down this track. So when it crashes into the oncoming passenger train, boom! Instant jackpot.
And people are gonna get hurt.
Accelerate guy, and we're out of here.
But hundreds of innocent people will be killed.
Hey, no pain, no gain.
You can't do this.
Sure we can. I just switched the tracks.
I mean, I'm not gonna let you do this.
Hell yeah, Ben.
We shook. We're partners.
No, this is going way too
are.
True.
And try
It's
to
one thing to
stop
steal
me.
a game or to screw with a gaming machine. It's another thing to kill people for money.
No, I'm talking about me.
You do not want to make me mad.
Me neither. I'm switching the track back.
I love that we're already getting a fight between the two. Do you have to slam it every time? Especially he slams it at like an angle as well, so that clearly turns the knob as well. At least if he could slam it on top directly, it would be
You're gonna burn my dinner?
at least easier to actually get the alien that he wants. How does that not burn you? That's pretty cool.
I absorb energy, remember? You don't have to do this.
Yeah, but you don't absorb DNA. So how the hell did you do that? It is pretty cool though.
I got what's coming to me. Nobody's calling me freak anymore.
I think they're gonna start calling you a freak more now than ever. But yeah, what I was saying, like, this is so much cooler, such a cooler way of transforming into Ben's aliens, rather than just giving him a negative Omnitrix or some shit. It's so much more creative. Because, like, as much as I like whenever your superhero and supervillain has, like, the exact same powers, but the opposite, like how the Flash and the Reverse Flash are a thing, I also think it's not necessarily the way every superhero and supervillain power balance should be. It's pretty fun when they have completely different powers as well, as long as they're still like balanced towards each other. That is still pretty dangerous. Oh shit! Jump now! That is pretty crazy though, to have to do that as a 10-year-old. It's insane.
Grandpa?
Are you ever planning on listening to me? None of this would have happened if you just obeyed me from the beginning. It's all about trust.
Yeah, but then you shouldn't use the word obey when you're asking him to do something.
Grandpa, Ben's right.
That's a poor choice of
He'll
words
tell me
there.
what he could do now.
Okay, so where is he?
Kevin, we can work this out. I don't think so.
Now I turn into forearms.
Honestly, it is pretty annoying seeing him not turn into the alien that he wants to. It never bothered me as a kid, but I feel like it's gonna bother me a lot when it comes to doing these reactions.
More, Ben. I still got enough juice to fry these guys.
Do you wanna go to jail? Man, you're a psycho, Kevin. And you're freaky as well.
Oh, this is gonna be real fun. Tell me about it. I'm taking all your alien powers.
Ooh. Come on, Ben, you've been using your powers for longer. How the hell is he beating you? Ooh. Well, that's not fair. And also conveniently waited for him to beat the shit out of Kevin before he turned back. Are you stupid, Ben?
Ben!
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry, Grandpa. For everything.
I know you are. You're my grandson, and nothing will ever change that. But my trust is something you'll have to earn back.
I feel like the thing that kind of spurred this whole situation right now was a really silly thing. So I kind of don't feel the weight of this development. Character development or whatever. Can't wait to see more of you, Kev. Okay. Honestly, I don't know what it is. Is it the fact that I'm just doing them like very like infrequently, doing these reactions to Ben 10, but I'm just not really enjoying it as much as I thought I was going to. Maybe again, it's very much like my experience with like when I was reacting to like TMNT 2012 or even like Full Metal Alchemist or Generator X. It took a little bit until I really got into the mood of the show and I truly got to enjoy it. So the early show reactions are going to be like kind of weak. I'm going to get into the show more towards season 2, season 3, season 4. I'm going to be far more into it, but yeah, right now I'm just really not feeling it too much. Like, it's not that this episode was bad, I enjoyed it, but I feel like it didn't really give me anything that I didn't already have. And yeah, of course, it makes sense that that's how I'm gonna feel, considering that I've seen this show before. I've watched this episode before, I remember it even pretty well. So there's not much really that can give me that I didn't already know about, but still, I don't know, it just feels a little, for lack of a better term, whelming. It doesn't feel overwhelming, it doesn't feel underwhelming, well, for the most part. It just feels whelming, I guess. I don't know. Because, like, I enjoyed this. I enjoyed seeing the interaction between young Ben and young Kevin and everything. But, like, again, I've seen exactly where this leads. And I'm more excited to get there than I am to watch this. I think that's the issue. I'm just really hyped to go and watch Alien Force, and I guess I'm just not really appreciating this original series for how good it is. Because, like, it's not a bad episode, like I said, but I just feel like it didn't really give me anything that I didn't already feel about this episode, so it kind of feels underwhelming because of that, but yeah, I don't know. And the other thing about this episode, I guess the most entertaining part, which I guess I didn't remember, was the kind of conflict that we had between Max and Ben, with Ben kind of losing his trust or whatever. I kind of, again, see both perspectives. In the case of Ben, I think it's fair, considering how much good he does with this watch, that he should get to benefit from it. Like, I hate the sentiment that it's wrong to use your powers for yourself. Like, I get what shows, movies, whatever it may be, are trying to convey with that sentiment, that it's selfish, but I also don't see it as selfish if you do, in general, do good, you know? Like, there's nothing wrong with benefiting yourself at least a little bit. Like, I hate that kind of like selfless thing that is instilled unnecessarily. It's good to do good, no doubt about it. And if you want to be selfless, but you can do as much good, if not more, if you also benefit yourself. That's kind of what I like about certain developments with Ben's character in Alien Force and Ultimate Alien, that I don't want to get into if you're just watching this with me. I don't like spoiling stuff, you know? Because I don't know, maybe you guys are watching the show with me. Maybe you haven't seen it before, but it's very unlikely. So I kind of see Ben's perspective about wanting to benefit from the watch. And it's not like it's too big of a deal, but also the thing that he was going for here, it's kind of like already, like, I guess, illegal, if you might. So it's more wrong than, for example, abusing your watch to, like, fly around or go and get something from somewhere. But I guess Ben already kind of abuses the watch in that regard, like in the first episode when he ran back as Accelerate from going to screwing up with the bullies. Like, remember that in the first episode? That's kind of him abusing the watch. So he still gets to abuse it like that. So I kind of see his point, but I feel like he's kind of losing perspective a little bit and losing sight of the fact that he already benefits from it. And at the same time, I feel like Max was a little bit too harsh on him in the beginning there, because one, nobody forced him to rent a 4-star hotel. I'm pretty sure you can get a hotel or a motel with a shower and a pool without going to a 4-star thing that is super expensive. Two, he could have just bought Ben the sumo slam ticket or whatever it may be. I feel like too many times Ben just wants this really cool toy related thing, or in the case of these shows in particular, it's the sumo stuff, and he never gets to have it because of bullshit reasons. Like, again, I kind of get the sentiment that this show is trying to convey, that children should not get everything they want just because they want it, but at the same time, it's far easier if you do just give them that. You know, it's gonna be less trouble, because if you just let him see the game, play the game, or whatever, they wouldn't have gotten kicked out, and he wouldn't have run away with Kevin. So, again, it's just more trouble than it's worth to, like, not give him that. Especially if he's bored out of his mind and there's nothing for him to do in that hotel and he's supposed to just be stuck in the room. Like, some parents are very inconsiderate like that, where they'll drag their kids to a place where they don't want to be and then be surprised when the kids do dumb shit because they're bored. And also, I didn't really like the words that he was using with Ben about him obeying him. I feel like that's, again, a poor choice of words. Like, Ben is a kid and he should listen to Max, not because he's just more grown up or he's his parental figure in at the moment or whatever, but because he has more experience, and he shouldn't obey him, he should listen to him. It's a big difference. When you convey it as them obeying you, it's like, even I would want to do the opposite thing just because you think you can get to, like, force me to do whatever you want me to do. It's just wrong. Like, giving kids more freedom, even if it's the illusion of it, it's far better than just forcing them to do whatever you want. The better way to go about it is to guide them to the right choice, not to tell them what the right choice is, you know? But yeah, I'm gonna a little bit sidetracked. This is just the thing that entertained me the most about this episode, so I kind of went a little bit more in depth with it. But yeah, it's a fine episode. It's a decent introduction for Kevin, but I kind of like the next episode in which he appears, so I'm just more excited for whatever that one comes. I guess it doesn't make sense what happens with him in that episode if you haven't seen this one, but I feel like you could easily have combined the two of them into one and it would have just worked just fine. So yeah, I don't know. It was an okay episode, nothing crazy, nothing bad, but it was fine. In terms of a rating, I think I'm gonna give it a solid 8 out of 10 because it is the introduction of this really awesome character. So I cannot give it any less than that. And probably if I wasn't kind of clouded in terms of my enjoyment by the fact that I've seen it before, I probably would have enjoyed it more, and would have rated it higher, but right now that's kind of how I feel about it. Because like I said, I'm not overwhelmed by it, I'm not underwhelmed by it, I'm just whelmed. Like, it was fine, it's exactly what I remember it being. Didn't give me more, didn't give me less. But yeah, we still have one more episode to get through, that being episode 8, The Alliance. So without further ado, let's get into it in 3, 2, 1.
Whoever possesses the Omnitrix continues to be an opponent of extreme danger and inspiring brilliance.
Yeah, definitely. And not just a random 10-year-old kid. Man, if Ben is offering that much resistance to Vilgax, I wonder if it was somebody like a teenager or an adult getting it right off the bat, how much trouble they would be.
You know, makes a statement.
But I guess also Ben being a young kid and having the imagination also helps him be more capable with it. So who the hell is that? I have no idea. Don't remember these guys.
Get back!
I guess there are gonna be some of these episodes that I actually completely don't remember. Kinda looking forward to those, if I gotta be honest.
You okay? Huh? You're all women. Look, I don't want to hurt you.
Well, in that
Oh, wait. I kind of vaguely remember them now. But only vaguely.
You get yours, old man.
Oh! Come on, Ben. Just wreck them already.
We need to get him to a hospital.
Oh!
Calling 911. Ben?
No time. Hospital. fill up the street.
Is this gonna be an episode that I think it is? Oh yes! I remember this vaguely! Oh, this is gonna be a cool episode.
I already did my time. It's time you guys pay.
What the hell happened to her though? That is pretty cool. And that is a pretty cool design for her alien form, I guess.
For several more hours.
He's gonna be okay, right?
For a man his age, he's remarkably strong. He'll be fine after some rest. Now, it says on his admittance form he was hit by a car bumper. Did someone back into him?
Actually, the bumper flew through the air after this robot drone blew up the car.
Vivid imaginations are good coping mechanisms in situations like these.
Yeah, sure.
It seems the drones have somehow merged. I'm receiving one combined signal, and that signal is on the move.
So how did those things infect her? Like, what the hell did they do to her? That was so freaking weird. Kinda like it though. Finally something interesting happens in this show that I don't remember. Also, this is very reminiscent of Generator Rex. I guess Man of Action loves reusing their ideas.
You now possess power you could have never imagined. But unless you find a way to use it, it will be worthless. Fulfill my demand, and I will teach you. Fail me, and I will turn you to dust.
Yeah, this is literally like biomechanical, just like Rex from Generator Rex.
Heroes
It's
don't-
kind of cool that I'm getting something like that, especially right after finishing recording my reactions to Generator X. It's gonna be a while until you see them all uploaded, but I finished recording them at least. He's really worried about Max, isn't he? He really cares about his grandpa.
You okay? Normally, slugging me in the arm would make you feel much better.
You know, maybe if I went upgrade, I could get in those machines he's hooked up to and see if I could make
No,
it.
don't go down that path, Ben. Gotta say, not a big fan of the voice actor for Vilgax. I think the voice actor in my native language was far better, because it wasn't just a generic, gravelly voice. And in this case, it's also like a weirdly high-pitched, gravelly voice, which I don't think it really works. Like, he doesn't come off as intimidating, he comes off whiny, and I don't like that.
Omnitrix.
You want it? Come and get it. Time to go forearms.
Or maybe not.
Oh, great. I need muscle and I get an alien candle instead. Scissors cuts paper, fire melts rock, right?
Not quite. I mean, kind of, but I don't think it's gonna be as hot as you want it to be, for it to melt. Now that's a smart idea. I love that he can do that just like a hedgehog. Like he can just shoot out fire. Honestly, Heat Blast is a really cool alien. I definitely like him a lot. It's definitely an alien that I would like playing around with a lot. Oh. You don't have to kill her though, Ben. She's a victim, as much as she is also a bad guy.
Let it right to you.
And how nice. You didn't tell me I'd be fighting a superhero. I'm through.
You get me the Omnitrix, and if you fail again, your meaningless criminal life will be over. Now this time, make him come to you.
Okay, he is pretty threatening, I'm not gonna lie. Here he is pretty threatening. I'm talking about Vilgax. But at the same time, I just still don't like his voice. Compared to the one in my native language, it's just not as good.
Ben?
This is a very, like, cinematic episode though. This definitely just feels like it's a more important episode than last one. Even though last one, character-wise, it's kind of more important.
Gwen, what is it?
The siege at the police training center continues. Early reports say several
Convenient
officers have
exposition is convenient.
But I think I know where he went. I gotta go, Grandpa.
I'm coming too.
You can't go anywhere.
You can't go alone. It's too dangerous. I can't get up now.
That's the point.
Gwen, get back here.
I love the rebelliousness of both Ben and Gwen. Like, I love when that especially is shown in Gwen's character. I love how capable they are, even as 10 years old. It's cool. It just goes to show, like, a little bit of a glimpse of what they grow up to be. I love that.
Looks like you got this party started without me.
Ooh.
He wants his Omnitrix, he can have it. This is getting fun.
Who's he? What good?
Yeah, she's playing the pronoun game. It's convenient way to tease another character, I'll give you that. I kind of have that experience when it comes to writing, but I try to avoid it at least, because it is annoying. Especially because they don't explain it right afterwards, they just tease you with it. That's the most annoying part. Jesus.
Nice try, but Speedy's all mine.
At least the army is finally doing something. Man, since when is Accelerate the one to punch stuff?
What are you doing here?
It's better this way. Sound familiar?
So does that beeping.
Oh, just great. Come on.
So how are you gonna defeat her? I don't remember. I genuinely don't. And it's definitely more entertaining that way.
Ben, you can't run away from us.
Don't tell me what I can or can't do. This is my fight, my weird watch, not yours.
Yeah, but you're my weird cousin.
Aww.
Can we talk later? I've got an indestructible robot thing none of my aliens can take out.
Ben, if you can't destroy it from the outside, take it down from the inside.
That's it. Thanks.
Looks like
Yeah,
you
thanks
don't
for the
have that
obvious
plan
advice.
either. Huh.
Is that gonna work? Why don't you do what you did with, like, Grey Matter last time you fought robot creatures? I guess she's biomechanical, so it makes sense for upgrade now that I think about it. Man, this reminds me so much of that crossover with Generator Rex, it's ridiculous.
Listen to every word. Be afraid.
Ooh.
You cannot run. You cannot hide from me. I will find you, and when I do, I will retrieve my Omnitrix and destroy you.
So now they learned the word for it.
Now this won't hurt a bit.
Is he gonna cure her this time? Oh, good.
Come on, please, you gotta help me.
You're going to jail.
I'm just a girl.
Guess what? So am I.
Hell yeah. Equality.
He looked kind of like he had this octopus on his head. He said, I should be afraid. Grandpa, you look afraid.
I'm fine.
Yes,
And
you
be
are.
fine too, as long as we stay together.
Sounds good to me.
I love seeing those moments where it's clear that he knows more than he says. That's pretty cool. I can't imagine how cool it is for somebody who hasn't seen the show before and watching it right now. How cool it is to see the build-up of that mystery. Because I definitely remember how cool it was when it was revealed when I watched it as a kid. And I obviously watched the show out of order, so I guess it didn't quite hit with the weight that it should have, because I kind of saw some episodes where he was like this, and then some episodes where it's already revealed, and then I saw the episode in which it is revealed. I think I've seen that episode only like once or twice. But yeah, okay, so this was honestly a pretty entertaining episode. The first episode of this show so far that I actually did not remember whatsoever. Well, I kind of remembered a little bit of it once we got to the infection part. I kind of remembered a little bit of it, but I thought that there was a potential that we might actually have Ben and Vilgax fight in this episode, because I don't remember quite when is the first time when those two like actually have a fight one-on-one. But I don't think it's that far into the show's run, so there's that. And considering that for me, the original Ben 10 series, in my head at least, it's not really separated in terms of seasons. Like, it's still like just one big blur. I didn't even know how long the original series was in terms of seasons, in terms of episodes, until I started doing this. I actually thought it was like maybe like 2 seasons only or something of like 20 episodes, but it seems like it's 4 seasons of like 10-ish episodes, which is kind of weird, I gotta be honest. So the structure of this show is very different from what I remember it being, from what I imagined it. So I don't know how far in the first meeting between the two actually is, but I thought that this is what this episode was going to be. But it wasn't. It was the other episode where I guess he sees Vilgax for the first time. I think the reason why I remember details about this episode is because we have a really cool and creative episode at some point during this show's run, which is kind of like a, I don't know what to call it, like recap, flashbacky kind of episode, but it's definitely smarter than that. It's not just a recap or a flashback, so it's still a cool episode, but it's an episode that kind of focuses on these like specific events in which Ben did stuff as an alien and how they're gonna be different now, whatever. It's kind of like an alternative timeline kind of thing from what I remember. And I think this moment here with the hospital is something that was referenced in that episode, and that's why I remember it, but that's pretty much the only thing that I remembered about it. And I guess that Grandpa Max was also hurt and put into a hospital. That was also a thing that I remember, but that was kind of like just a little detail to kind of take him out of the episode. The one thing that bothers me about this show so far is, I guess, I mean, I don't know how to describe it. It's very much like a kids show. It's more of a kids show than I remember it being. Like, it's more for kids than I remember it being. And I definitely feel like it's more for kids than Generator X. Like, Generator X is far more adult and mature compared to this. So that's kind of something that I didn't really ever think about much. But yeah, and because it's like so kids focused, it feels like things and character moments are just so rushed and underdeveloped. Like how in last episode we had Ben and Grandpa Max kind of clashing very out of nowhere for a dumb reason. And in this episode we have a dramatic moment where Grandpa Max gets hurt because Ben didn't manage to defeat the villains quick enough or whatever. Like, it's a cool dramatic moment, it's a cool idea, but it's so rushed and underdeveloped that it kind of feels, again, underdeveloped, and it doesn't hit as hard as it should, or as hard as it thinks it's hitting. So that's kind of a little bit annoying, but other than that, I kind of still like really enjoyed this episode because there was a lot of things that I didn't remember about it. I didn't remember how they defeated her, and I really liked the concept of her getting infected by those robots and turning her into this biomechanical creature, very reminiscent of Rex from Generator X. So that was pretty cool, and a cool reference to the show that I finished reacting to recently. So yeah, this is the first episode of this show so far that I can truly say that I like enjoyed. Because again, I didn't really remember much of it, and it wasn't me just rewatching it and like, I don't know how to describe it, but like this was a first episode that I actually am able to enjoy as if I seen it the first time, because I remember the least about it. Every other episode has kind of felt a little bit underwhelming, but this one is just like, yeah, this was fun. So, we gave last episode 7.9 out of 10, I think it was. So for this one, I'm honestly going to give it an 8.4 out of 10. Maybe a little bit overblown, it's probably closer to an 8.1, but I'm still going to go with an 8.4 out of 10 because it was the first episode that I didn't remember, so I enjoyed it a lot. It was kind of dramatic. It kind of had another tease with Ben and Vilgax finally like kind of seeing each other for the first time. So that was cool, and yeah, it was a pretty cool episode with a bunch of cool concepts and cool build-ups to the character relationships that I really enjoyed. But yeah, I am curious though, what do you guys think about these two episodes? So comment your thoughts down below and let's have a discussion about this. And also, before we end this video, I just want to give a huge shout out to my currently 4 patrons on Patreon: Omar Bridgman, Deadpool, Corby Dead, and Theo Rose Gelatly. Thank you guys for your support, I really appreciate it. It really means a lot to me. You have decided to support me, you have continued to support me in such a long time. Hope you continue to enjoy my content and continue to support me going forward. Thank you very much. Another thing that I also want to tell you guys before we end this video is something about me that some of you may or may not already know. That will also explain why do I look and dress the way that I do in my videos. That thing being the fact that I am trans. In particular, I am somewhere between a non-binary person and a trans woman, though I am unsure at the moment and probably won't be sure until I talk to a professional who deals with trans people. But that is where the reason why I'm telling you all this comes. I need your help. Due to the fact that I live in a homophobic and transphobic Eastern European country, with a family that won't really ever accept the fact that I'm trans if they ever found out, it's not really feasible or easy for me to transition here with minimal to no repercussions. So that's why I would really appreciate any kind or any amount of support that you guys can give me with this. That said, I don't want to guilt trip you or anything. I don't want you to feel like you have to help me. So if you don't want to or you don't have the means to help out, that's okay. Don't feel bad. I just want you to know that it would be greatly appreciated if you did help me get out of this situation. If you have any further questions, feel free to ask me, and thank you for hearing me out. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe. Also, check out the link in the description to my Wattpad, where I post my stories, because in addition to doing all these videos on my channel, I'm also a writer. And if you enjoy my stories or simply enjoy my videos, you can head over to my Patreon or to my Ko-fi account, where you can pledge your support and help get the channel going, help support me so I can keep writing stories you enjoy. But if you don't want to do it, that's completely fine. You can still help me out in other ways, like liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and especially sharing this video with somebody who you think might enjoy it. And I think that's pretty much it for this video, so hopefully I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye!